but if you are exceptional at it, in theory, you can work a lot less than a founder. And so to your point, like if you are really, really good at being able to understand how to make the right bets and can live with that, you can make an incredible amount of money and resources for other people, while still working, but obviously not the founder level. Whereas founder, you really do have to put in 100 plus hours a week, every single week. And, there's always these hot topics online, around the work life balance, this and that. And like, I wonder how you approach leading your company because we're very passionate about like, hey, we're going to work a ton of hours and pay people for it. How do you motivate people to work as much as you? And obviously, that's not always realistic. But like, how do you motivate people to follow your lead?
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, like, this is my life,
Yes,
So,
agreed.
yeah,
Agreed.
like, we talk about balance, but it's like, it is a blessing to be able to wake up every day and, like, be building and, like, driving towards something that is, like, potentially impactful to so many people,
Yes.
And I think that, like, early on when we talk to folks, I feel like folks feel that, in the conversation. Another piece that I'll give, and I mean, like, I talk about this a lot, like, all of our engineering and product team, with the exception of our team lead who's out here, is in South America.
Yes. No, I want to talk about this. So, and this, like, I'm Colombian, dual citizenship. Been down there several times. How did you get into this whole South American push? Because I want to spend more time down there. It's beautiful, such good energy.
Yeah.
The talent is great, and it is the same time zone. I mean, for you in Miami, it's so easy to get to. Here, it's a little bit of a pain, just because there's no direct flights to Medellin. There are to Bogota. How did you get into this, and how has the talent been in terms of offshore talent?
Yeah. So, a couple things. One, everyone that we've hired is 27 to 31. So it's like I have my peers that like I went to school with and all those
Very
things to just
cool.
like be able to understand, okay, this output is impressive. This output is like we need to do better. And so like there's just like the context piece
Yeah.
there that's super helpful. But you talked about these service areas of opportunity. There was a guy who had started a ticketing platform at WashU my freshman year. Well, actually, no, he had graduated my
Yeah.
freshman year, so we didn't even overlap, but we would like use his platform for our events business. Lives like 4 blocks up from me in Miami. Go to his birthday party. There's a young lady at his birthday party who's Colombian who has a recruiting company, like an IT recruiting company. And so literally 2 weeks of me moving into Miami, and it's like I make this connection. The first 2 hires that we made, and like I don't like to hire like product talent individually, like I like to hire
Yeah, no, it's smart.
hires.
Always hire in doses. I think across as many functions as possible because then you have a easier benchmarking.
Yep, exactly, and it's like those first 2 guys that we hired were rock stars,
Oh,
and so I'm like,
nice.
"Okay, this is great," and then, you talked about how you incentivize people, and it's like,
Yes.
we can pay people 2, even sometimes 3 times market rate there, and still be paying less than what we
Wow,
would be
that's
paying someone
amazing.
here, and so it's like, not only is the talent level comparable, but the incentive structure is, like,
Yeah.
way higher, so
Yeah, and you want everyone to have the best life possible, and when you can really motivate people, and as a leader, especially talk about it more and more, like working in the business, which is such a blast. That's what you're always doing from day one. But then become someone who's working on the business. You're working on the business. How do I incentivize talent to work as hard as possible? How do I have people excited to be able to contribute to what we're building? And it sounds like you've really figured that out. And so you're essentially on your third venture back startup now, which is unbelievable that you've been able to accomplish so much at such a young age. Huge credit to you. What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned from the first two and being a third time founder now that's made you even more confident about avoiding some of the same mistakes?
It's really funny. We actually had a conversation around this, and I don't even know if you
Mhm.
remember this conversation, but that first company I started in undergrad, I had a rock star co-founder. I mean, we're still friends to this day.
And that's amazing because co-founder relationships are really, really challenging. And it's truly something you have to invest in and make sure you both feel the love and trust.
Exactly. And I think for me, like I would never go into something as ambitious as a venture-backed company without a co-founder ever again.
Yeah.
Like
It's the emotional toll it takes on you
yeah, and I mean it's like you're going into battle
every day.
yeah, every day and you got less resources than who you're going into war
Yeah.
with. Like you can't be the only one who is like so motivated and
Yep.
like so involved. And so that's one piece. And I think there were things in, previous companies that I built where I had a hunch or I had, a hypothesis or something. And instead of just going all the way, I try to like scale it back, tone it down a little bit to make it more palatable. When it's like at the end of the day, like this is like a home run business, like
No.
singles and doubles business.
Agreed.
And so it's like to like actually go build the company in this space that you want. It's like you can't be kind of try and like dumb it down or like
Nope.
scale it back to make it more palatable. Like that thing that you see, like you've got to like go towards. And I feel like those two things, maybe a little bit less like tactical, but I feel like those two things have been the biggest things that I've learned from the other experiences.
And you went to high school in what state?
Dallas,
Dallas.
Texas.
Amazing. Okay, so you lived in Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Florida. Have not lived in New York yet, but going soon. Of the 4, if you had to live there the rest of your life, where would you do it?
Oh man, Miami's great. You
Yeah,
know,
Miami is amazing.
yeah, like
What's your favorite restaurant in Miami?
oh man, it depends. So, Doya is like maybe not just like the super like big
Yeah.
name, like fancy smancy ones, in Wynwood. Really, really good. And then I like Makoto in Ball Harbor as well. Like those are my
Oh,
two
that
favorites.
sounds so good. Yeah, we love Miami. We had a ranking on one of the other podcasts, and I said I'm torn between Miami and LA for my second favorite. New York is my favorite, so I'm definitely envious. You have to live the life I definitely want to live. And so one thing I definitely always want to captivate with our guests is, speaking to high schoolers, especially because we want to inspire high schoolers to go as far as possible in life. You did such a great job coming from Texas, leverage basketball, got into a great school. You're a successful founder, investor. If you had to speak to the Chandler that was a sophomore, junior in high school again, what would you say and why would you say it?
Man, this is a great question. Um, I feel like I had so many ambitions at that period in life, and I felt like it was going to be impossible for me to like pursue and go after and like become all of. But I feel like as you start to move through life as an adult, you realize like there's not anything stopping you. There's not like actually like any real rules